right, welcome to our episode. I said we are meeting with Howies Bins today. Really excited to have this guest. You've probably seen their signs everywhere. They've been growing like crazy for the last few years. But I got to ask, how do you get into junk removal and bins? It's probably, like mortgages. Nobody ever grows up and says, I want to be a mortgage guy. I'm sure nobody goes up and says, I want to get in the bin business. How'd that start? How long have you been doing this for?
Hey Adam, thanks for having us on today. We appreciate it. You know what? Honestly, it was just a fluke of nature. I went to school for international business in Toronto at George Brown College, and I guess you could say I just seen there was a great opportunity during the what is that term I'm looking for? Unfortunate events. Pardon me. Haven't had my second cup of coffee yet. The unfortunate events or whatever of COVID and whatnot. And you know what, there's a lot of people that were stuck at home.
Yeah.
So that means, people needed bins.
Right.
And our pre-existing guys in the area, Bernie DeBono at Norfolk Disposal and the Cookson family, I don't think they were able to keep up with the demand from people doing renovations at home.
Right.
So at that time, of course, they're an essential need, as we were talking about earlier. So, garbage isn't a reoccurring thing. It's never going anywhere. House cleanouts, people buying and selling houses, items being left behind. These are just things that are always going to be reoccurring. So
Right. Nice. So let's go into that then. So if I'm looking to sell my house, and everybody says one of the biggest things I need to do first before I list the house is declutter, right?
Yeah.
Personally, we went through my parents' house last year. They lived there for 40 years, and we had to get rid of all their stuff before we listed. And it was an absolute nightmare. And like you said, you've got some other bin rental places where you can go and rent the bins from, but you're more full service. So how can you help a little bit more? I know after cleaning out my parents' house, I wasn't barely able to walk for a week, and I was so sore. And
Yeah.
I'm sure renting, having somebody come and do it would have been a lot better. How do you help out there?
That's a great question. So we have a few services that we specialize in, and that would be full estate, junk removal, and dump runs. So it can be all three different categories. It could be minuscule to we've done a 15,000 square foot clean out for a private client of ours that was very particular on whom they would hire in, if you will, and they see our reviews. Of course, Howie's always got to make a good chuckle out of the client. If so, we're all professional at the same time, but we like to lighten up the mood because we literally deal with people's garbage every day. So, if we can, lighten the mood up, that's definitely something I've learned as a business owner, something I've taught my guys that we like to in place. But, if you really need to go forward, like we're more of a full service. We have 15 rental bins, just so everyone's aware. We don't have a million of them yet. If you need rental bins, who I'd refer you to is Norfolk Disposal, great company, or Cookson, another great company, because that's what they primarily do. Right. What we do is we actually rent their bins, believe it or not, once in a while to, keep the circulation of life rolling when our bins are unavailable. And we need to, sustain the demand for our clients' cleanouts. So what we do is we'll go in, we can do from a 1 to 2 group of guys that would be, hired in to do a selective clean out. Clients will come up to us and say, I need everything to go, or I need just selected items to go. Right. So, all of that can vary on pricing, as well distance from our primary location, which is based out of St. Williams. However, we have a yard by Cortland, Ontario, between Daunting and Tillsonburg too. It's more or less something that we'd have to either, if it's a bigger job, meet with the client or with the broker, or whomever is in charge of the clean out at hand. And we can go ahead with a rough estimate up front, if you will, because of course, just like fuel prices, they could be one thing today and then tomorrow they could be a different. So of course we have to account for that for our running side and costs as well.
Right. So now you talk about selected items, and so if I'm going through and I want to keep some stuff or I want to do a full clean out, those are both options. And then you're taking it all away, you're taking it to the dump, or you're recycling any of the items that maybe there's still some decent stuff there. How does that work?
Great question, Adam. We definitely try and repurpose, recycle, and reuse. I'm a very big guy on the environment. Our MO at Howies Bins is if we don't have a way to get it to another location that can be, utilized, donations are a huge thing that we really focus on too. I mean, like, it's just endless on all the opportunities that we have in our spotlight and what we're envisioning, I guess you could say. And just trying to, ensure all the stuff that I've seen as myself as a, entrepreneur business owner in the last 3 years. It's just heartbreaking to see a lot of the stuff that goes to landfills and dumps, just because simply it's just so convenient for people to just get rid of it. I mean, at times I've actually wanted to bring my trailers to the dump and go shopping, because you just see it's just unfortunate. But yeah, no, what we're trying to do essentially is if we can donate to people at times. Of course, we're still a business, so there are things that we will repurpose and sell. But I mean, we do obviously have that mindset. There are people that do need a lot of help, and that's something that we've been putting together more. I'm looking at doing, God willing, down the road, a non-for-profit. I'll leave that at that. I don't want to disclose the name of it yet, but yeah, we got some really big ideas, because I mean, yeah, there's just lots of great things that you can do with stuff that, one man's junk's another man's treasure, as we've all heard before. So.
Well, and I think our parents, maybe, I know my parents, they kind of lived in a different time. They wanted to save everything, right? Like everything had to be saved forever. And
Yes.
you've seen it all. Like when we cleaned out my parents' house, there was stuff that was there that I didn't even know we had. It was, the fine china that they had to keep for, that they got for their wedding, that they had to keep for
Yes.
occasion that never ever came. And you hate throwing that kind of stuff out. It's great to see that you're able to repurpose that stuff.
Yeah, we had a client's clean out yesterday. We did a full, well, I call it full estate just because it's easier for us to put into our checkout, if you will. But pardon me, it was a full, decent sized trailer clean out that we did at the wonderful marina trailer park in Turkey Point. Pardon me. And yeah, the gentleman, the client at hand, they had their relative, the executive of the state. We deal with a lot of executive of the states typically. And the gentleman was 103 years old, right? So there's 100 years worth of collectibles. And you can definitely tell the age group of individuals, clients, when we're hired in to do cleanouts. Of course, the majority of the gadgets, if you will, and all of the stuff of value, I'm sure, was removed at hand. But you never know. Like, I mean, it's almost like treasure hunting sometimes, right? And it's beneficial for us. Or like I said, there's times where I understand the recognition I'd rather get from the community, as them seeing, hey, we're not just a company, we're just not another person or another entity trying to make money, and not worry about the client at hand. I've given stuff away, as I said, once again, just to note, not regularly, but you know what? Like, I mean, if someone's in need of a barbecue, and I'm talking like not crappy barbecues either, like nice barbecues, I'd have a million of them otherwise. But you know what? I could sell it, or I can make someone happy, and I could see someone that might need it that wouldn't likely be able to financially afford it. And that right there at Howies Bins makes, the world, and, that itself gives us referrals. We're just trying to, build the community and take one piece of junk at a time.
Nice. Now your reviews, you've got great reviews. Everybody, that comes through seems to love you. And and that feeling after you've cleaned out something, and, I know even like when you clean out your garage, you clean a room, how much better you feel after that. Tell me about, maybe a success story and how that client feels after you've gone through and, maybe years of junk have piled up and it's finally cleaned out, and, how that client must feel after.
I could definitely tell from the beginning of the process upon the finishing, and you can definitely tell that the stress level has definitely decreased. It's great. I have OCD to an extent. Like, I mean, obviously we all have our moments, but yeah, I love purging, right? So whenever I help people clean, it's just like one of the best things in the world. And then I can see, like, of course, typically what we've been dealing with a lot lately are bigger jobs, which, God's been good. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, like you can tell from the beginning where they're like, their heads just spinning. Whoa, when is this going to go? Where is it going to go? Don't worry, Howies Bins team's here. We're going to take care of it for you. Of course, up front for those jobs, we do have like a waiver that we have signed, typically depending on the size of the job, because we're in charge of the cleanup. Aside from when the executive or whomever hires us in to do so. Because I've noticed when we do jobs, people get a little interested and come by, and, they mean well, but I mean, I have to, once again, just with the liabilities in the world we live in, I have to respectfully let them know, if you don't mind, like, We're in charge of the facility right now. You have to kindly get off the property, really, because if you hurt yourself, I'm liable. And I mean, we're just a new business. I don't really feel like dealing with lawsuits.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, but back to that. Yeah, no, it's just brilliant when you see someone at the beginning. And the reason I brought this up is the job yesterday. The client was, physically not able to do so. So that's where we were hired in to do the job, to clean up the facility for a relative of hers. And you could tell at the beginning, which it was brilliant. We had an available spot come up. She called us on, what was that now? Pardon me, Tuesday. Or sorry, she called us on Saturday of this past weekend. We were supposed to go on Wednesday and give the quote, and we had an available spot become available on Tuesday. So I essentially decided to go do, we're able to do it. People have to understand we're busy as heck. We're so small. We're not 1-800 got junk yet, but we will be there. How you doing? How you been? Yeah, I know we did our quote on the Tuesday, and we were in there on the Wednesday cleaning it up for her, right? Nice. And we did it in a day. The reason being is because of the size of the property, of course. I mean, when we've done that 15,000 square foot clean out it was on one of the cliffs, right by David's in Port Dover, Ontario. So it was a very nice home, if you will.
Yeah.
Very nice location. Yeah, it took us 6 days to do. Right. Yeah. It was a very big cleanup.
Yeah.
But yeah. To say the least, but that's kind of where we're focusing more, for people to be aware of what we do, just so they're not calling us just for bin rentals. Maybe one day we'll be at that point, but right now for us as a small business, it makes more sense to do full service and keep the 15 bins that we have afloat at the moment.
Right.
So just for clients to know, we may have a bin available. We don't book in advance. It's first come, first serve. I mean, I wish we could give everyone a bin at Howies Bins, but it just doesn't make sense for us at the moment. So.
Nice. Yeah. So if somebody's looking to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Point of contact preferred would be go on Google and put in Howies Bins, HOWIE BINS, and you can go to our website, email us at our administrative email, which is howiesbinsinfo@gmail.com. Typically for full service jobs, we kindly ask our clients, please take pictures, photos. You don't have to disclose your address if you don't feel comfortable up front, but we do ask you to give us a pretty good location, if you will, or description of where you're at. Because I mean, if you say we just need to know, because we have our regional rates, right? We have to account for our fuel, our travel time, and we want to make sure it's fair for both the client and for our end, because of course, things aren't cheap. And we want to make it very reasonable for both sides, because that's how we're going to be able to keep Howies Bin and being able to come to your home and your businesses. Like we do commercial, agricultural, plaza cleanups. So it's not just residential friendly, it's definitely commercial friendly too. So
awesome. Well, great little business, great local business. Last thing we like to do in all our podcasts is promote a little bit of local, though. From Norfolk County here, what's your favorite restaurant in Norfolk County?
Ooh, wow, you're putting me on the spot, Adam. I mean, everywhere in Norfolk has some great little honey holes, as I like to call them. A fisherman, so I like calling locations honey holes. I mean, I'm gonna definitely have to give it out to the crew over at Lounge 33, the newest venue that we got, as well with Black Creek. Really good friends with both of the firm owners, and yeah, that would probably be my favorite restaurant. As well, it's close to me, so I can bring my clients there or relatives when need be.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, I'd say, my favorite. I mean, now we got to bring out another shout out. I mean, the Chip Ship with their dill pickle fries. When I'm down in Port or in Long Point, I definitely make a note to go visit those guys. We you know what? I could say, yeah, there's tons of great spots around here, right? So, I mean, everyone keep on giving. Glad to see everyone's, made it through the hard years. And I can't wait to see where we go and the growth that is yet to come in this area.
Absolutely. What, summer's coming. What's your favorite summertime when you're not working and you're not busy? What's your favorite summertime activity? A golfer? You like fish? What do you like to do?
You got both of them on the nail there. I just got into golf 2 years ago. I wasn't a big fan of it. No offense to anyone that's the diehard, but I actually really like it now. It's a really good stress relief. It's competitive. So yeah, definitely glad I got into that. And yeah, fishing.
Great course in the area too. Some really good golf courses.
Pine Valley. I'm actually looking at hopefully getting a sign up there and have hole number 9. So hopefully if you guys can make it out there, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I would love to have at least one sponsored hole this year, just to kind of make me want to golf more regularly, if you will. But no, I think it'd be.
Does that bring your handicap down too? If you had a sign out there, I don't know. I need a lot of signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. What's your favorite local festival?
Oh, geez. I mean, you know what? The Norfolk Eat and Drink, that's brilliant. I actually got to meet one of the pardon me, I forget her name, so no offense. The one head lady, the boss lady.
Yeah.
And brilliant setup they did. I'm feeling that it's, as well, since COVID's kind of come to a COVID has become a thing of the past. And you know what? I think the event they just held this year was brilliant. It's cool that they had the outside venue this year too. So
yes. One of my favorite events for sure.
I think so. I'm glad I could tell that was something that was going to spark your interest. So, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. If you are looking to get a hold of some junk removal, you got to call Howies Bins. They got a great team. Check out their Google reviews. You can tell everybody loves them. They're doing a great job. And reach out and give them out. Thanks again for joining us today.
Not a problem, man. And everyone, you have a great day. And if you need a bin, you know who to call. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.